Now, the big blue machine known as Durham Wasps became the first ever side to win ice hockey's Grand Slam yesterday when it took the treasured British Championship away from Peterborough Pirates. It's been one long celebration at the Riverside rink this season. First, the Norwich Union Cup was wrestled away from Murrayfield Racers. Then the Castle Eden Cup was added to the collection after another battle with Cleveland Bombers. The Heineken Premier League title was a mere formality, with everything wrapped up well before the end of March. Now the trophy table is complete, and we've even managed to find some Wasps who've almost recovered from the celebrations. They're in the studio with Roger Thames.
I'll tell you what, they're still on the edge as well. Now, Coach Paul Smith, what about all these sabotage stories? What a shock finding your dressing room wrecked when you turned up for the final.
Oh, it was a big shock. You know, it's the last thing we expected, and it wasn't exactly the best way for the team to prepare for the game. Sticks were smashed, equipment thrown all over the place, blades hacked, you know. But we overcame it, and it only took us something like 36 minutes, you know, to get things sorted out. Certainly an eventful weekend. Rick Brabant, I mean, record scorer now in the league. What about that semi-final, though? 6-4 down at one stage. You were pushing it a bit, weren't you?
Yes, we definitely were. We weren't quite capitalising on our chances, and we knew that if we didn't perform in the last 20 minutes, that our season would be at an end. And everyone responded, and we came away with a 7-0 third period win.
Mike, 5-2 down as well, 5-2 up in the final, and then they pulled back Peterborough. Were you worried again then?
Yeah, it certainly was, bearing in mind what Peterborough did to Cardiff the 2 days before, you know, coming from behind. Wembley's, you know, is such an event, you know, everybody seems to raise their game for that, so yeah, it was quite disconcerting.
Mike Blaisdell, hat-trick hero, semi and final. You've played in the NHL. How did Wembley compare to all that?
Oh, it was an exciting time for everyone, and you know, as I compare it to the NHL, I think the crowd is even more vocal here. You get all the supporters are screaming, whereas back home a lot just watched the game. It was a great weekend. I enjoyed it every minute of it.
You know, unfortunately, you had them all against you, I understand, apart from yours.
Yeah, I think we weren't exactly the favourites there. Our Durham fans were there behind us, but no one else in the building was.
Now, man of the match is on the end there, Ivor. Come on, you led the celebrations. Be honest, you led the celebrations, didn't you?
No, not me. I'm a quiet sort of guy, you know. Keep myself to myself.
And that's the biggest story of the whole weekend. Gentlemen, well done. You've done us all proud. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
A quiet sort of guy, I don't believe.
A unique Grand Slam. Here's Steve Sutton.
So what Liverpool are to football, Durham Wasps must surely be to ice hockey. This weekend they rewrote the game's history books with a magnificent Grand Slam triumph at Wembley. That means they're the first team to win all the game's domestic trophies, the Premier League title, the Knockout Cup and the Championship playoffs, as well as the local Castle Eden Cup. Mind you, someone clearly didn't want Durham to succeed this weekend. Their dressing room at Wembley was broken into on Saturday night, and hockey sticks and skates, as well as other equipment, broken and damaged. But that only made the Wasps even more determined. So how did they achieve the final leg of the Grand Slam? On Saturday, they met Murrayfield Racers in the semi-finals. A close match until the third period, when the Wasps took control. The Wasps were 6-4 down until they hit their purple patch.
Brabant. Up comes Bennett. Scores! And the old man of the party may well have got the crucial score. 2-on-1, he's got Brabant up, and O'Connor, now it's 3-on-1. O'Connor. Again, they've got men over. Ian Cooper. He left a hold, it's Martin Mackay. O'Connor. Scores!
And so to the final and Peterborough. Wasps 4-1 up, but the Pirates not yet dead.
Shea, it's a goal! Casey. Blaisdell looking for a little inside pass. Comes instead to Cooper, who scores. Ian Cooper being denied getting it back by Ian Cooper. Trent Casey, Shea scores! It's the contest between the winners of the league and the team that finished third. It's in! John Girdle! Oh, that's a block in the middle if you like. Damien Smith, and it's goal. Comes out to Ivor Bennett, in on his man, scores! But the countdown by the Durham supporters, the result is 7-4 for the Durham Wasps. They are the Heineken champions.
And this is the trophy that meant so much. Durham now 3 times winners. That in itself is a record.
Our names are in the history books and we're absolutely delighted about it, and we felt as though we had the team to compete and do that this season, and everybody was talking about it right from, you know, right from the start of the season. So obviously the team that was put together was capable of doing it because it's lifted the championship.
What a lot of people didn't know, of course, was just before the final there was all the vandalism in the dressing room. Did that affect you?
Well, I think it certainly, the players didn't have to be psyched up for the game once they actually saw that, you know, that actually psyched them up. When we actually got in there, it was disgraceful. You know, equipment damaged, sticks smashed, and it took us a good hour to put things right before we'd actually get out, you know, even for the warm-up, and that's what the delay was. But I think it just fired the players up and made them all the more determined that obviously somebody didn't want us to win. The fact that we had to get out there and now do it, you know, for ourselves to show that, you know, that the whole episode was just nonsense.
The Grand Slam, what next?
There's not an awful lot next, that's the problem.
And to mark the Wasps' marvellous season, we're